Hi guys, Noelle Rose Anderson Kale. You know, depends on who owns me. So love. Gonna cut to the chase. So, that was an interesting night. Hold on a second. Long story, you wouldn't understand it. I'm looking for something. Gosh, dang it. What the hell? This is impossible, guys. I can't make this work anymore. Hold on. Here it is. Okay, so, good morning, afternoon. I don't know where. I never know what day it is. I never know. Sometimes I don't know where we are. I just wake up and I'm like, oh, we're here. Okay, whatever. So just to encourage you guys, some things I'm gonna do right now. I didn't quite forget. We just have so much going on. I'm gonna read the last part, the epilogue of the book, because it seems like you guys are really interested in it. And I'm like, okay, well, the best of it was already read, I guess. But all right, let's get this done. And just to show you, I super washed my hair. Don't ask how we did it. I will show you guys at another appropriate time, and I don't want to say, but it was very interesting. Kind of worked and it kind of didn't. So yeah, I lost a lot of hair. You might think, wow, she's got so much. No, this ain't nothing, guys. I can feel the difference. It's really thinned out. Look at it. It's just the natural curls that make it go fluffy and the humidity in the air. But when I brush it out, and my hair doesn't stay straight, as you know, right? No, I lost a lot. I mean, look, if you look at my other videos and pictures, it was, you know, I'm grateful I have what I have, but this is a problem. I'm a little concerned, a little bit. But, you know, I'm told that's gonna grow back, so I have lost more hair now. Oh, and it's super dry, so it's frizzing, so it makes it look fuller, so why not join the grand illusion, right? Spent the night screaming, yelling, crying, and like, what the hell do we do? You know, this isn't easy for anybody, I get that, but I think it's easier for people who know more than we do. And to come into knowledge of all of it during a crisis is, you know, very challenging. We've got people watching it. Jared, who is this person there watching? They're like, what are they doing? Okay, I'm taking a shit in my car right now. Do you care that much? Not really, obviously. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, this has just gone way too flipping far, and I'm just getting a little bit pissed off, as you can tell. Yes, my temper and my love is very passionate, and it's red and passionate as my hair is, maybe more. So, we'll see. So, yeah, so here we are, and this is what we are doing. We miraculously, don't keep staring at us, dude. We miraculously made it alive tonight. I don't know how we did that. We hardly slept. We kept eyes, ears open. This person is obsessed with looking here. Do you see that?
Yeah.
I'm upset. So, I redid everybody's hair. The three of us. There's not a fourth one. I don't have a daughter or another son yet. We're doing what we can, people. We have so much going on here. What? Anyway, because I was told that, you know, we've got my son's hair. I highlighted it blue. Don't ask how we figured out how to do this while we're on the run for our lives, living in our SUV. We just made it happen one day, and it took all flippin' day, and it should have taken 3 hours. And, you know, everyone's like, just real brilliant colors, so, you know, I did mine too. You might be able to tell. It's like crayon red. I have not done this like this before, but if it helps, I think it does. And my husband, son, we all have like, look like a box of crayons. Okay, this will be fun. Hey, we're hip and cool. Yes, so please, I don't need just prayers, we need action here. Prayer is to say, God, how do I fit into this picture, and what do you want me to do? Thank you. I mean, I don't want to, like, mock you guys, but the situation's very precarious. We actually need hands-on, you know, hands-on help. A lot of hands-on help. And I'm hoping people understand that I do understand some things. I might be slow to the draw in a sense, but you know, I'm getting it slowly. We're getting it slowly. We're from the Dr. Phil generation. I'm an 80s girl. Late 80s, you know, all that. Was he 90s kind of, late 80s kind of in there, right?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere, okay? So I was raised to say what you mean what you say what you think, instead of all this, you know. And it's very hard for me. So I'm very direct. And I think it shocks a lot of people that I'm so direct. Oh, that's why I love Joan Rivers. She might not have been, you know, a lot of people think that she was really mean and stuff. It's like, no, she had a heart of gold. That's part of her persona, but she was very direct. You know, we're kind of all from the same area, too. I was raised to be direct. You guys pull our tapes, listen to me and my dad. Very direct, don't you think? I just, you know, I don't have time for all this other stuff. But then again, I keep asking my husband the question, how do you communicate when you can't? So I never learned that art. It's kind of late in the game to do that, but they're trying. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah, I saw some media who mocked my chariot. I wish. This is anything but. It is miserable. It is hot. Usually when they do that, you heard that honking, they're usually signaling that somebody they need to dispense upon is nearby. And so since they don't know who it is, they just go around and dispense on everybody.
Yeah, because there's no reason for them honking.
No, there isn't.
It's not an angry traffic honk.
Yeah,
obviously.
This is a parking lot, and these people, I saw where it came from, these people ain't nowhere near anything. I figured out a little bit how to combat it, but come on. Stuff is potent. We need a lot of help, guys. Okay, so onward. I'm going to read the last part of my book to you all. I hope you enjoy it. Oh, it was rose gold day yesterday. This is whatever is left over of my lame-ass makeup. So, you know, hey, I ain't doing this to be beautiful. I'm doing this to protect my skin. Okay, again. Here we go. DanceWarrior, from Cancer to Dancer. I don't know. I'm so confused. Is he friend or foe? I love this picture. My son took it of me. Can you see that? I'm wearing something purple and they're pink. I think it's pink, right? Pink leaves. Or white, I forget. No, pink. Really beautiful. Anyhow, conclusion about my cancer. At the moment of my last edit of this book, I contemplate how my world has changed from death to life, bleakness to hope. I could say something so opposite right now about where we are at the moment. I am about to return to Vegas, triumphant as a survivor, a thriver. I'm returning as a dancer, choreographer, performing Rosewood with my ensemble in a festival. I only wished my mother and Nana were there to see this. They never saw me dance in my adulthood. When I was little, they did. I mean, my Nana would, play with me in the backyard and say, okay, this is how you have to do this. She'd make me watch all those old-fashioned movies, you know, with Lana Turner and Betty Davis. And she's like, you need to learn how to find the camera and hold your head. You see how I'm, you know, voguing that whole thing. So you know what I say about that. It's fun. So anyway, yeah, what a trip. The truth is, the battle with this disease, meaning cancer, will never be over. Well, you know what? Now that I'm starting to understand more about this toxic dust stuff, I think it may be over sooner than we think. I have learned not to hold my breath waiting for the time bomb to go off again. Instead, I live my life knowing I have overcome. Remember, succumb or overcome. I have defeated my enemy. I am a dance warrior that went from cancer to dancer. I will continue to use my gifts to show that you too can heal the past so that you can have a future. And be a light in the darkness for hope. Fight on, mighty warriors, and use the gifts and talents that you were given to help others fight. Warriors are noble. Never step on someone to get where you want to go. Tread lightly, always helping others. If you're inspired by someone or something, do not steal. Be your own voice. Just give people credit and a shout out. I mean, that's all we want. We just want to know that we're appreciated, right? You know how to credit someone properly and cite them? You put their name. You say the time, date when they said it, if it were an interview or if it came out of a book, to the best of your ability. And if they see that, they'll say, thank you for doing that, but this is how you can completely cite this. And then no big deal. But apparently, there were people who made it a bigger deal than it had to be with me. And I'm like, okay. Be your own voice, not a regurgitation of others. That happens to me a lot. People have access to our private conversations and they steal it. And it is intellectual property, and I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag how we figured out how it is. But we figured it out. See if you can. Sometimes where you're going, you cannot take the people you love dearly with you to travel on your road. Sometimes it's not a bad thing. They may not be ready, not able, not worthy, too scared, or will be a hindrance. As hard as it is best to lay them down on the ground where they desire to be. Only time will be able to judge their choices. Let me clarify what that means. It doesn't mean to give up on people. It's just if you are trying really hard and you keep saying, no, really, this, and you're being plain about it, not this hint drop thing, then they're struggling like us trying to figure out what the hell we're supposed to do. I'm talking about blatant directness. That's a different story. So don't take what I say too literally, but... Okay, this is page 278, 279. Can you see if this is in focus or not, beloved?
In this position, no, I cannot.
Oh, okay. I think it is. Well, there you go. I feel like I'm in school reading to my kids. We incorporated reading with dance class. Ingenious, actually. As I reflect upon the past 10 years of my life, never would I have thought I'd be alive. Yeah, no kidding, especially now. Let alone dancing again. I don't know how it happened exactly or what the magic moment was that altered the path of my existence. It wasn't luck. It wasn't sheer will either. It was perhaps a combination, can we get going, of both those things, and pain, wounding, suffering, hardships, joy, happiness, patience, commitment, and so many other things that make the canvas and tapestry of me. You know, a canvas is something you paint upon. So you can do it yourself. Have you ever painted on yourself? Go look at all my dance pictures and stuff. You're okay back here? I love painting on myself. I don't know why. I see myself as my own canvas and a work in progress in a sense. And I love doing that, dressing up and having fun like that. It's just a challenge. It's fun. I don't know. again, David Bowie, thank you. There are other artists who do it too. I don't mean to leave you guys out, but in my generation and what I was influenced under and by, he was the biggest one in my life. Because my mom listened to his music like a lot when I was younger, and especially the Diamond Dogs album, you know, that whole 1984 thing. And yeah, so it just, you know, influenced my artistry a lot. So see, I gave him credit. Anytime I do something in homage to him, I say this is all homage to, or anybody, and I don't take it as a direct steal. I make it my own, and other people just steal things from me. So I don't like that. Want to give me credit? Why? And then the tapestry. We are woven, whether we realize it or not, by our Creator, by the people that influence us, whether good or bad. All of these things, our successes, our failures, our hates, our loves, other people's hates and loves, deeds we do, deeds other people do. All of this is our tapestry that's, you know, I don't have anything fabricy here like that, but if you look at it like this, you know, they're woven together like that, like this piece of cloth I'm wearing right now. It has a blend, it has a weave, and the tighter it's woven, the more protection you have, the more strong it is. So we have this tapestry of us, of me, that's how I see it. You can see how it grew up. And it's just all blended together to make something hopefully beautiful, and that resonates who you authentically are. And control that, people. Control who you are. Don't let other people do it to you. Media, friends, family. I'm fighting really hard that battle too. To you, the precious reader, I implore you to use your wings and fly. You don't know what you're capable of until you take flight. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be revealed to you, and encourage to be on your way. Trust that the wind will catch your wings should you grow weary. Loving hands will carry you when you cannot walk one step further, and that someone closer than a friend will know just what to say when it is needed, when the tears flood. And this is a butterfly, one of the butterflies that we cultivated during my mother's death cycle. And I named this butterfly Hope. It's called, the species nickname is called Painted Lady. Don't ask me the Latin name, I probably would butcher it if I tried to pronounce it. But I know some of the Latin names because I got interested in butterflies. Now, I've come to learn that the butterfly symbol may not mean what Jesus meant or what I meant by it. So apparently, the butterfly thing and surviving chrysalis is actually this menopause thing, which is actually this toxic chemical dust that puts women into this awful, awful change where they basically are castrated so they cannot have children anymore, or at least as long as they're around this stuff. And, you know, they age them, and apparently there's actually like witches. I don't know if that's like really the term, but it's like the slang, and I'm like, wait, witches are real? What are you talking about? That's kind of hokey. But it's a group of women that actually get connected to women and force this upon them by, I don't know how they're doing this, but yeah. And I had a few people from church. They're not even real born-again Christians. What born-again Christian would want another woman to look wrinkled, old, and decrepit? What man? A sick one. That is what. I want everybody to look beautiful and their best. If I know how to help you, then I'm gonna. Hey, take a picture of that painting of that ballerina on that box right now. Here, use this. Be quick to do it.
Yeah.
You getting that?
Got it.
Okay. Yeah, so that was a video when I saw that pose. Looks like a lot, and I see this all over town of these. It was actually my idea because it's like, what are you going to do with these things? It's like they should paint them with beautiful artwork. And then all of a sudden it happened. But somebody went through my Facebook pictures, and I'm on the roof of our apartment complex carport in my red point shoes, doing homage and tribute to the red shoes, my version, Black Swan, the whole thing. And you saw that ballerina. That is not a ballerina pose by any means. I was doing contemporary point work, and I'm doing that pose like that, and I'm like, okay. And there's one of my profile pictures I used to use where I'm angled like this, and my hair looks atrocious right now, and somebody actually painted it, except they painted it with like a light green face, like the Poison Ivy character, and I'm like, what is that hinting at exactly? I'm not poisonous. Was somebody trying to say that I was? Was Q trying to say something? You know, it seems like they make movies and things and they name characters after some of the key Q people that are actually people you want to back away from. So again, how do you communicate when you can't? I think I'm right. And Disney made a film called Noelle, and we have screenshots when that character had red hair like me. And then I said in our living room, you know what? The only thing that Disney can do at this point, backpedal, is to change that hair color and color timing. And then it happened. I'm like, okay, you know, after one thing after another happening like that, I'm like, someone's using surveillance on us. Hello? Unlawfully so. We never gave permission for that shit. Anyway, so my hope, butterfly. How did I get from there to there? I don't know. Okay, next, about the author. No, it's about you. Well, let me tell you what I mean. I don't get sick of myself in a sense, but after a while I'm like, oh God, I wrote about myself, all this and that. I want to get to know you. Because I know about me, and I've told enough people about me. After a while, it gets kind of lonely just having it one way, where I'm just talking about myself and all these things that I've done, good and bad, and, you know, so I want to know about you. So usually at the end, where you talk about, the authors talk about themselves, they talk about themselves more, and I'm like, wait, we have, what, almost 300 pages of me talking about myself in this book? I think I said enough about myself. Go look at my resume. This book is not my resume, but it documents who I am and what I've done. Go look at my resume online. I'm not trying to be snarky. I'm serious. I want to know more about you. So that's my positioning on that, why I did that, so please don't misunderstand. I'm not trying to be a bitch. By Noelle Anderson. So I own the trademark to Noelle Rose. It's registered. I own the trademark to Noelle Rose Anderson Kale, Noelle Kale. All these different variations of my name. It's my property, my persona, is what I do. So, back off, people. So I use different variations of my name that I use, it's all me still, to establish my mark. And that's legally how you're supposed to do it, legitimately. I'm pleased to be writing again. Enjoy. I really mean that. Enjoy. Call out my shit for what it is, because sometimes my shit stinks just as much as anybody else's, right? My hope is that you'll be encouraged. Hey, do you have the other?
Yeah.
Both, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I think things, and I gotta check and see some. My hope is that you'll be encouraged and think twice about those whose shoes you don't wear today but could tomorrow. Yeah. That's why I never put down a lot of people. Since this entire book is about me, oh, see, I said it here, about me, the author, about the author, me, I don't think more needs to be shared on the topic of me. It needs to be about you now. Since I am not a resume or my credits, I will just let my life be the testimony to you. If you're interested in my bio or credits, please visit my dance company website, RubanRougeDance.com. Ruban means ribbons, Rouge means red, dance, obviously. We used to spell it D-A-N-S or D-A-N-S-E, and it was like, that's too foreign for an American audience. They could barely handle Ruban Rouge. So, we changed it very quickly to just the English spelling of dance. Simply said, I am not bound by chains, but my roots go deep into fertile ground. I'm just a dancer that likes to tell stories. My true story is so that you too may find hope in dark times. I danced my scars, and I told you about the grammar on that and why I chose to purposely put it that way and not I dance about my scars or with my scars. I danced my scars to show that you too can heal. It's the best way I can turn tragedy into something good. So here's some nourishment for your entire being. But heal your past so you can have a future. It took a lot of courage to get to this point to bare my soul. And this is another photo my son took. If you notice my right boob, see my breastbone here? Oh, they're letting us know. Oh my God. I used to pray every single time that would pass. And it didn't pass that much. But now it's like passing all, we get past, and you know, by listening, pulling our tapes or watching our videos all the time. And I'm like, how is that possible? They're either our friends warning us that people are trying to kill us, or they're mocking us. I don't know which. Sometimes it's hard to know. Yeah, that's Wonderland for you. Anyway, see, I gained a lot of weight. So if anyone's like trying to haze us, doing the, okay, so you gotta lose all your hair or cut your hair short or something. I had short hair when I was a teen for many, many years, so I did that long ago. I've lost a lot of my hair twice now with the cancer thing and now this crazy ass shit that's in the air. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see this. All of it went even further back, all the way to here. It was a bald spot. It's just now starting to get some growth again, just recently. Unbelievable. So anyway, you can tell my right boob is small and smaller than my left. That's because, I don't know, something happened weird with my boob. And women usually have one boob smaller or bigger than the other, but mine was a whole cup size. What? AB. AB. It's harder to tell now because I put on weight. I don't like this. But I started losing weight all of a sudden too. Very interesting. Okay guys, so that was page 280 and 281. We're getting there, almost done. Just like 5 pages up. Encouragement for your soul, inspirational notes. Now this is just a whole bunch of stuff and it seems like one long run-on sentence. I linked things together. Now some of this is from my videos where I said really cool, pithy, catchy. You know what the word pithy means? Something that's said succinctly and has a rhythm and a beat and a ring to it, a catchphrase. So I said some pithy things in my video or in tweets and posts and things like that I wanted to make sure they were published with official copyright registration in a sense. How can I say this? More than just the videos, more than just what we know about private conversations and such. So, anyway, here we go. If it sounds like a run-on sentence and it connects completely well, just know that it took a lot of work to do that, and it came from many of my artwork sources. Get your paintbrush, get your paints, create a beautiful life. Now that was a meme. I remember where I got all of this stuff, and I can note that right now. If you were to see your life as a work of art, how much more care and detail would you apply to it? Life is like a dance. Okay, so all of this, so far there were 4 different places that I sourced. My sources, my own stuff that I'm sourcing. And it seems to just fit so perfectly together as if it were one source. Funny how that can work. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's fast, but whatever you do, keep moving. Persevere and keep focused. Your life depends on it. Please know there is no need to go it alone. There are people who love you and who are ready to give you much needed support. There are even more, many more than you can possibly imagine. So I never realized that my own book would satiate a need that I would have now, in that I'm ministering to myself, helping myself right now. I'm telling you guys, this is very hard. Little did I know that there are strangers that love me more than my own family. Unless I'm reading this wrong, then my family needs to make it up to me and apologize. Because yeah, no kidding, I would love to be with my family. I tried. I wanted to love on them and help them in such a crazy ass time. And maybe I'm not seeing this right, and I hope to God that's what it is. I will forgive, but they've got a lot of talking and explaining to do. And then it doesn't help that Q is there goading everything and misconstruing it even more. And you know, I can't keep up with everything. Those who are in the know are like, oh no, you guys can, I don't want to say forgive us because we're not doing the wrong thing, but you know, you understand where we're coming from because you're like, oh God, that's why they're saying this. Oh shit, you know, but we don't have that perspective that you do yet, so. People can love you if you give them a chance. You were molded and created. Every molecule of your being is precious. You are not an accident. You have purpose. You were... Oh, this is a typo. It says Roth. It should be worth the while. You were worth the risk. You were worth the wait. So I caught 10 typos in here. I don't know how we missed it to begin with, but whatever. Let the handheld heart guide you to your purpose. Those who have beautiful souls will resonate these things. Peace, patience, kindness, thoughtfulness, commitment, generosity, and above all, love. The rose will always bloom in adversity. It's okay to cry. Roses do cry when their petals are torn. The truth beneath the rose is that the rose always points upward, from which the sun's love and rays shine down. Do you see how all this just kind of fits? When you look deep within, only pure love filters through the rose's roots. It is the secret of the silent rose, something to ponder. How can we be racist when we're all part of the same race, the human race? Love equally. Learn to let go of your past, none of the goodness in that past. Retain that, for it makes you whole. Not all tears are evil or evilly intended. Keep breathing and reject the horrors that would weigh you down. Be at peace with yourself. Create a future with a legacy of goodness. It is not beyond your grasp, no matter how daunting or insurmountable it may seem to you. One step at a time. One breath at a time. One smile at a time. Trust in wings and trust in the breath that blows the petals on the wind. The butterfly needs the rose just as much as the rose needs the butterfly. Vibrant petals and mighty wings. It was a testing of time that made them both more beautiful. Now this is from my children's book in which I do watercolor painting. Some of them are sublime paintings and some of them are like, yeah, she rushed it. You know, I just wanted to get it protected and done. Change your legacy, use your wings. If you see someone in need, use your wings. If you see someone hurting, use your wings. If you find yourself feeling low, use your wings. Once you have your wings, you can never lose them. Never forget the sign of the butterfly. When in doubt, just remember the signs brought you to gird you up and carry you forward like gentle breezes. Emerge from you, chrysalis, it should be your, typo number 11, of fear, so that you may become the beautiful creation you were meant to be. See, this is what I meant by butterfly. This is what Jesus meant by butterfly, not some hideous evil. Hey, let's go through menopause. Menopause. Hey, guys, why the fuck is it called menopause? We're women. We're women. We're not men. Men. Pausing. Menopause. The pausing of men. That means there are evil men, probably the Q group, who are castrating women and saying, we're afraid of you. You are a strong entity because you can actually make life. So what did they do? They took life. They're trying to take mine. You guys need to help me. The sky is always blue and the sun is always shining. Above all, the darkness, light is always there. Sometimes holding on does more damage than letting go. But what if there's someone on the other end? Be wise before you move on. You know what? What if there is someone on the other end, and what if someday that's you? Would you want somebody to just like, sorry, I can't hang on any longer and let you go? I don't let go. If I move on or forward is a better way of saying it, I'm still holding on. I never let go. So I'm taking those with me as I travel forward. I don't ever want anyone to leave me behind, so I wouldn't leave you behind. Just remember that. I have my entire life to testify to that. leap to reach the stars. Sweet babe, you must leap as high as necessary. There is a hope that transcends despair. It will lift your soul if you trust it. I'm trying. It's 282 and 283. Please read that. It's so damn hot today. And it shouldn't be. It's April. How the hell did we get here? It's because this toxic crap does this. It really does a bad, bad thing to people. This toxic shit. It's everywhere. I'm starting to miss my family a lot right now, you know that?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. Okay, continuing at the bottom, 283, it says, believe so. You can be free to breathe. Do not give up. Your star is waiting for you. Strive for your personal best. Being number one is a lonely illusion. There's room for everybody, so be open to many hearts. Labels are for clothes, not people. Compete with yourself and do not compete against others. Seldom can people compete against others without jealousy, anger, fear, wrongful desire, and plotting seeping in. You'll be much happier and less stressed, and you'll draw more people to you. You can improve without this type of competing. It's called discipline, and that trait brings more good fruit into your life. I can't handle that, you know, and especially women do it differently than men. I can't stand either way. Most of humanity does not know how to compete in a healthy manner. That's why I don't like competition. We started our award competition, and I was like, alright, because I wanted to start giving money to people for working so hard. And I was like, this is the only way I can figure out how to do it. And I'm honest. I'm not being a hypocrite. I'm saying that I don't like the way competition is. So we try to be very fair about it. And we caught some people doing some very wrong things with our competition. You know, basically spiking judges in a sense, so they could control the outcome. Yeah, I won't tell you how we found out, but it was very hurtful. It was like, people I trusted. We don't need to be like that, people. It's about being content and so self-confident that you have nothing to prove except to yourself. Remember that one good deed can shift the balance of the world. That's what I'm hoping to do. I didn't come this far to just travel. I came this far. You know that saying, we didn't come this far to only come this far. That's vanity then, isn't it? Not, oh, I'm so beautiful, vanity. It means doing something for naught. Waste of time, in other words. Remember that one good deed can shift the balance of the world. Don't forget to show kindness to others. I'm having a hard time doing that. I'm being honest. We're under so much duress. I mean, we're getting word that people are trying to kill us. All this horrible stuff is happening. And we have the video. Hold this up. Hold this up. Hold this up. Right about there. We have video of such horrible things. Look, people are cutting us off today, Chris. So that looks to be the thing they're trying to do. Q probably got mad that they couldn't shoot us last night. So they're gonna act like babies and try to cause an accident. It's the cutoff method. So if you just anticipate that everybody's an asshole, you'll be safe. Love is more than feelings. It is a commitment that is expressed with our actions and deeds towards others. Not giving up on those worthy. Don't you dare give up on me. I'm not doing anything that's give upable. But don't do it anyway. Speak of love, it will nourish other souls. Give love, it will nourish yours. That's what I used as a meme for this picture. Yeah, that's my jaw. See? And we made a rose into the shape of a heart, which was not easy to do. You should see the pictures behind the scenes. We took hundreds just to have this one come out. Oh, you know how it is, right? And my teeth and everything, and then the lipstick, and just getting it just right. And we did turn up the contrast and color time this, obviously, you know, to make it look like that, to make it stand out. But you can eat some roses. Don't just do it. Find out which ones you can. Ask a doctor or an herbalist or somebody that's certified that knows, or if you do your own research. You don't want to eat all roses because you get poisoned. So, yeah. Oh, and I'm talking about speaking love. That's what this is. This is not some soft porn sexual reference thing. Why is it that everybody, when they see red lipstick and something in a woman's mouth, people are thinking blowjob? This is about speaking love and truth and beauty. That's one of my strong points. Used to be. I didn't have a reason to be like this. You know, just angry and pissed off at everybody. I'm trying. It's shifting because we're bouncing. Yes, there is something that revives my soul. It is the soft droplets of water that reaches the depths within, like pure innocence filled with wonder, the majesty and cleansing power that makes all things new again. You are not meant for destruction. There's a beautiful plan for your life in all things. Be a vessel of love. If you were to see your life as a work of art, how much more care and detail would you apply to it? If someone scars you, make it your crowning glory. Crowning glory. Gee, that has different meaning to me now. Rise above your wounds and use them as a beautiful garland around your head to say, I have overcome. It's page 284. There's a lot of words there, so I'm just going to do one page at a time like this. Again, a lot of this is from my social media videos and memes that I made, and I just wanted to make sure nobody took nothing. Like, the other one, The Strength of a Rose, that wasn't written to win a Pulitzer Prize or anything like that. That was to protect my copyright. You know? It's transcriptions of a whole bunch of videos. You know, my videos already have copyright protection, but I just wanted to doubly do it. And we registered it at the Copyright Office and all this stuff. I found a way to copyright all my videos in one fee by turning it into another form. And I called up the office and I said, is this acceptable? And they said, yeah. Otherwise, I was going to have to pay $45 per video. And I was like, there's got to be a better way. So I found a better way. It's not a loophole. I just triply protected my work. Not only are they videos, not only are they in written form, they're also registered now. And I have another form that I did too. And they're transcribed, like officially transcribed, so we can show that we not only transcribed them, but in many cases paid for the transcription. So that is also another form of documentation. Like really, we spent a lot of money doing that. Act 3, My Last Battleground, copyright, 2012. There always comes a time when the protagonist in Act 3 must make a quote-unquote decision, a big one. To stand and fight the antagonist, the shark, the storm, nature, society, himself, a disease, etc., or put his tail between his legs, turn around, pee his pants, and run away, and forget that all this horrible stuff ever happened to him or her. Obviously, I don't do that. I don't know how to do that. I wasn't raised to do that. Whether my family intended to or not, they taught me this. So, if they're pissed off that they're in the predicaments that they're in because of me right now, they shouldn't have raised me and trained me to be a warrior then, I guess. But such is what it is. And I give much of it to my conversion upon Christianity and accepting Jesus Christ as my Savior. I became a real tough woman. I was able to bark down a man. Remember that?
Yeah.
When we made a cross in the crosswalk at night on our nightly walks, and someone almost ran us over on video, and a guy on a bike said, "Well, you are hard to see," and I barked at him. I said, "Excuse me? With this, I'm wearing white? Hard to see? You lame ass." I put him in his place, didn't I? And he was like, and he kind of apologized, and he went his merry way. And I said, "That's right." I loved just as ferociously as I am with my passion and anger. They're all at the same level. So that's why I always say, what do you want? Do you want a bitch or a sweetheart? I can do either, and I don't really care. I prefer the sweetheart. Don't make me mad. Don't do stupid things to me. I mean, right? Or to other people that I'm witnessing. Because I come down hard on people doing that shit too. Rightfully so. Because, you know, it's not okay. Don't you think?
Indeed.
Alright, in most great films, we seldom ever see that urine stream. Remember? I have a funny way with words and how I come up with full terms. But you get what I'm speaking of, yes? Yes? You know, about putting the tail between the legs? A couple of films, yeah, you can see them peeing their pants. They said, "I just peed my pants." That's in the movie S.O.B. You know, Blake Edwards with Julie Andrew. She goes, "Come to see my boobies?" And she goes topless. What a girl. I'm that lady too. However, the French New Wave of filmmaking didn't always end things on the positive note, nor with closure, or with an ending for that matter, but it was an exciting time in filmmaking. Aside from these examples, a great percentage of films has our protagonist fighting bravely and either winning to tell the tale or sacrificing himself for a greater cause, which is still a triumphant win. And no, I am not talking about myself and sacrificing anything. My son and I are not sacrificing anymore. We have done enough. Our sacrifice now is to live, because it's going to be harder for us to live, as we have seen. This last act, Act 3, is the protagonist's last battleground. He decides he's going to stand no matter what. He decides he's going, and I'm saying he, don't have a cow, ladies. I'm a girl, and I wrote this and I'm reading this, okay? He, she, it just, you know, just understand what I'm saying. That's more important than the pronoun, okay? I know sometimes I get pissed off at the he, she thing if I'm not respected right, but just understand this. I can't keep going he, she, okay? Just get it. He decides he's going to do what he set out to do without regret and do it wholeheartedly. He has the resolve to do what it takes to finish what he started. But how did our hero get to this point? You know, I wrote this years ago. I didn't know what the hell that was going to be kind of predicting my own pathway here. How could I have known that? I do that a lot. Is that the horse, guys? Kind of wondering. Shit, it's hot. As I'm approaching the 1-year anniversary of my mother's death, so that's how long ago this was written before I actually published it, I can't help but reflect upon this cancer. I also am curious as to my own resolve as to how I chose to fight my Act 3 and my last battleground, why God allowed me to survive, what was my future purpose once I survived. Obviously, I thrived, but that isn't and wasn't the notion at the time. Trust me on this one, 285. Remember in Star Trek, The Best of Both Worlds Part 2, yeah, I admit, I'm a trucker. Sorry, not sorry. I love The Next Generation and the original series. Guys, it's not that I didn't like the other series, I just didn't have time to watch. We were doing our own thing, you know? Yeah. So, you know what? We should just buy the other show's seasons and just do a splurge. We had nothing better to do, right?
Yeah, I used to have the whole collection of, what is it, the original, Next Gen, Deep Space Nine.
I watched some of that.
And Voyager.
Now that, I really like that. Oh my god.
Very different concept.
Yeah. It's like Rescue Us, right? That was like Lost in Space.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Rescue Us already. Lost in space without being lost. This is an evil form of isolation. It's like being free but not at the same time, you know? Being captive but free at the same time but not free. Because if we step outside, people poison us. They're poisoning us while we're in here too. But it's weird. But anyway, remember when Picard was asked by Beverly Crusher, played by Gates McFadden, right? And yes, she was a dancer. As far as I know, performer. She did tap. I know that. She looked like she could do a lot of different things. I did a couple episodes, Dancing Doctor. Woman after my own heart. Behave yourself now. But anyway, Picard was asked by her character, how do you feel, sir? Right? Mm-hmm. And you know what he said? Picard, Patrick Stewart. Oh, what a hunk. For his age, too. He said, almost human. And those are my sentiments exactly. I feel bored. Do you know what that means? Stripped of my humanity. That's what happened to the Jews, right? Go look at that video that I made, and I have my little notebook, and I'm going down the list of how I was robbed and stripped like the Jews were in a concentration camp. The analogy and how close it is. My property stolen from me, redistributed and given to their people of choice. That's my wealth. You know, that happened with the Jews too, right? All the stuff was stolen and given to other people, wrongfully so. And at least that's what history says. And what is this clown doing?
Pull in front of us.
Alright, dude, you better not gas us. We were not giving you a space so you can come forward and do this stuff to us. See? We try to be protective of ourselves, and this is what happens. Anyway, I did go look at that video. What's up? Did it December-ish of 2019? I don't know. It was right before this COVID bullshit. Yeah. And, so yeah, you got 2019 when I did that video. I'm sorry, I'm like totally spacing out here and watching the road. Trust none. These people are making a wall, and what that is they drive at the same pace. And you can set up a multi-car accident that way too. But these are gassers. We can tell because of their back windshield. We can tell because we can see it. So you can almost see it like a vapor. Once you train your eye to see this stuff, it's like, and I'm legally blind and I can see it. You gotta train your eye. And we've been doing that. You see our videos. That is a beautiful painted car. Do you see that?
Yeah, but that one's a gasser though.
Is it?
The back window is dirty and the other windows are clean.
Stay away, Chris. You're too close. It's like chrome, not only metallic, but it is chrome, so it looks like a reflective mirror.
It's like a copper chrome.
Yeah, it's actually, that is the color I was saying that should be the next trend, and people keep trying to make that happen. Now, this person might be doing something really bad, and they might be a very evil person, but I can recognize a good paint job when I see it. Here, video it. A lot of them who own their vehicles take a lot of pride in them, and they, pimp them out, trick them up, And so it's really easy to see who does it. And then other people just are given cars. I don't know if it's coming from the dealerships or a casting company, you know, picture cars. They switch out the plates. We still document the plates, so they can't use them anymore. And we see people parking. That's why there's so many cars parked. They're owned not by these people who are driving them, so they think that they won't get in trouble. But we have an ID on a lot of people because we catch their faces too. That's why a lot of the windows are tinted past the legal limits. Like this one, the red one right there. That truck. But they park them alongside them. I was like, wait, there's no apartments here. You mean to tell me that each house, and there's only 4 houses on the street, own 10?
The crop duster plane.
Go, go, go.
There it is. Pretty low, considering. Yep, it's one of those ones that look like it's a painted seagull.
Yeah, did you guys watch the video where we were, you put the picture of the boots up on there too, right? In the video?
I'll have to double check.
If not, make another version of it. And I think we have video and pictures of that and just insert it in there so it's a fuller picture. So we had, you know, the boots oxidized. We go get our car worked on. And then we get the King Kong effect, you know what that is? Where the crop duster planes, like they're antagonizing King Kong on the Empire State Building, and they're dropping all this oxidizing chemical crap on us nearby. We had to go into Ace Hardware, and then we couldn't stay in there long because they turned on their gassing mechanism, and all hell broke loose. And it oxidized my leather jacket. Let me show you. I know we have pictures of it. Where'd it go? Here's my leather jacket. It totally oxidized my jacket, and I'm trying to figure out how to get it back to its deep dark color. But look, can you see this? See all of that? It's like a silvery white. It's really hard to show. Oh, you can see it here too. This is brand new. You know how expensive this was? I finally got the leather jacket of my dreams because everyone's hit dropping, we're leather, and this don't work no more. And it just got completely, can you see this? Completely oxidized. See, it's worse in some areas. It's hard to tell, but you see how it's like that. I need to get it clean, and now it's all over my fingers. That stuff. I can feel it on my nails. I just do this and it takes it right off. But yeah, lovely stories we have. He is gonna make one hell of a movie. You guys enjoying yourselves? Page 286. Continuing. As your head is... Oh, sorry. Next. As your head is bent over a bark bowl, wondering if the nausea will ever pass, I can now legitimately and honestly say I have never been tested this hard. Or I've had to fight this long and hard before for anything. And I'm not fighting for myself. I'm worth it, but at the same time, I couldn't fight just for myself. I'll just reread this part. I just wanted to stop barfing. Goal number 1. The menfolk around me have helped me formulate this essay because, oh, we're on the essay part. It's called Act 3, My Last Battleground. I think this one is actually on Facebook. Formulate this essay because memories are funny. We all have them. and we can experience the same one, but recall our part or our point of view, or viewpoint, differently. What it was in brief digression, and to catch up on those unknowing, I have other writings about this journey elsewhere, and I do. My diagnosis came suddenly, but not as a surprise. I'd had other health issues to deal with in the past, ones that threatened my life, but they were dealt with as well. Cancer had, at that time, already shown its ugly face in my family, in the women. These women were strong too. Make no mistake about that, because they had cojones just like me. I'm not talking about male hormones that gave them balls. I'm talking about being strong in character. So Q hears this and they're like, you said you wanted balls. Okay, here you go, honey. They're so corny and campy like that, and they're just evil and ugly human beings. I just don't know what makes them decide that they want to be this awful. We can't stay here. Please, let's go someplace else. I'm telling you. Wait, I missed something. My diagnosis came suddenly, but not as a surprise. Okay, hold on. Cojones, there we go. Just like me. Make no mistake or mistaken my kindness for weakness. I'm just a nice person with a lot of patience if some given reason otherwise. Like now, I have completely lost patience. Like I said, this has gone too far. You know, it was kind of fun and cute for a couple months. But once this thing went past last summer and we couldn't find a safe place to go, I'm like, that's it. I think we've done enough here. I knew it was a matter of time for me. Just one of those things, being a human being, you can sense and also see the logic and reason of the genetic and environmental connections, a no-brainer. Since my family all lived within 3 blocks of one another in Vegas, say hello to 55 miles northish of Vegas, Yucca Mountain. Nuke testing, very high levels of radiation does cause our bodies to be predisposed to cancer. In fact, but now I know more that there's this ancient toxic dust with metals and all this particulate stuff, and it's horrible for us. Plus, perchlorate used to make rocket fuel, was in our drinking water, which they never filtered out? Question mark? We don't know the truth. Vegas has one of the highest cancer rates. Look at the stats. Then look at my blood tests, mammograms, etc. I was a stat waiting to happen. I fought long and hard. They're probably wondering why I'm not dead yet. I chose an alternate therapy because I still think that traditional medicine is what did my grandmother in. Who knows? I need to find out. I wanted to choose another way that would give my body a fighting chance and my red blood cells the ability to rebuild. I did a lot of research on this. I don't regret my choices. Those close to me thought I was crazy for doing so, and some pushed me away and disowned me, calling me selfish. My attitude was, it's my body, my choice. Heard that before, but used it another way. Plus, when you're looking at possibly dying, you have the right to be selfish to save it. Gotta love those types. Third derailment. I see each of the 3 derailments as 3 separate acts in my life, or chapters. This is another derailment, isn't it? Or portions or segments, or use whatever word suits your fancy. It's all good. I'm a writer, and I love to use metaphors, hyperbole, analogies, and alliterations to make a point. Okay, so cancer put a sudden stop to things again. This would be the 3rd derailment of my dancing. Tedious, yes, but again, it would pose this challenge to me. Are you up for it? What do you want from your life? Just as an aside, because there's some unbounded confusion. I didn't start dancing or training or performing dancing in 2007. I had this whole entire life long before what many in LA know me as. My life didn't start when I first met anyone in 2007. Neither did my dancing. I didn't start then either. No disrespect, especially to my current mentor started ballet at 4. I did dancing, choreography, performing, and all of that I do now. Actually, I was a little younger than 4. My first performance was in 1972, and I had not turned 4 yet, so I was around 3.5 actually. Almost 4, 3 and 3/4. What difference does it make? It was around that time. I started ballet at 4, roughly. I did dancing, choreography, performing, and all of that I do now. When I was very young, I trained on and off because of derailments out of my 286, 287. Excuse me. I'm out of my control, but when I trained, it was full-time and serious. I wasn't born a dancer or a singer or a musician. There were years of work and training behind all of that. I had natural inclination, all this. And most of you didn't see it, but it happened. My third act. And I talk about my second act. I wrote a lot about my second act. It was like a short story, and somebody used that and made a movie out of it, and used my words from the videos and private conversations as dialogue. Not good, people. My third act, 2007, was the beginning of my third act. I was presented with this choice to make: stand and fight or run away. Not for my battle with cancer or the pre-cancer that soon followed. It was for the aftermath of cancer and the ominous choice succinctly put in an old adage: I'll become bitter or I'll become better. Bottom line with that stuff, just saying, you have 2 choices with that. And again, I'm facing the same choice with another matter. I'm like, can we just kind of skip to the ceremony of celebration? I'm not usually a party animal. I usually like to work more than I like to celebrate. But I'm changing. I am really done with work. And I have had no break. And, you know, I try running through my life. It takes a lot of adrenaline out of you. As for me, my attitude was, screw being bitter. That only hurts yourself and those you love most. So really, what choice does one truly have, logically speaking? I chose to become better, and mind you, not just a better dancer, more importantly, a better person. But boy, did I have a lot of work to do physically. I was only trying to get back into some kind of shape. What I was unprepared for was that I would become a dancer again, a different type of dancer. I chose to fight and rebuild my body painstakingly, so I'm gonna have to do it again. I need all the help in the world, and I know of 2 people that can do that. Only 2 people. My first ballet teacher as an adult, getting back to all of this, and my yoga instructor, whom I love dearly. She's feisty like me, guys. Ooh, she's got a temper like I do, and she's it's Korean, South Korean, and Chinese, yes?
I thought it was also Japanese.
Japanese. I don't want to misspeak. She's Asian, and
She's definitely Korean.
yeah, that I know. But she has a mix in there with something. Beautiful lady who I adore. I met a lot of her family because her husband, who we loved too, he was a born-again Christian man. I didn't know that. I mean, it was such a surprise. And we were invited to the funeral, and I wanted to support her. And I did. I went and I supported her because I love her. She loves me like a daughter, I know this. Anyway, so I got a chance to meet her entire family. Now they're like an army. My family, the Italian side, used to be that big. They were all killed. Yep, that was the reveal thing. So a parked car that's really big, you don't have the perspective to see, and then people shoot out in front of you, and they try to set up an accident that way, and that just happened. Okay, onward. Oh, it's painstaking. So it's taken some time, as it's 6 years later. It wouldn't even take me that long, maybe 6 months at most, because I've been keeping in shape. I know my alignment is so thrown off. That's what went first with me. My alignment is like when I do my tendu, battement tendu, derriere, it's like off to the side a little bit. I always had that problem, but you know, I started correcting it, and I was correcting it to where I didn't do it anymore when I was professionally dancing the last 3 years. We all have the bad habits, right? That was one of mine. And like, it came back. It creeped its ugly little head back into my technique. And I'm like, I'm gonna need help fixing that shit. So yeah, those are the two people. I mean, I love them. What's happening?
We're thinking about gas. Maybe we should wait a little bit.
No, let's just get it over with. It's right here. Just get it over with.
We're gonna need this. Do you have enough time to be able to do that?
Yeah.
I know, I heard. Cancer does a number on your brain as well, so does the treatment. Damn dust, huh? Hundreds of hours training, many nights of dealing with aftermath symptoms, or occurrence of the disease, a fragile immune system, etc. It was a literal and physical rebirth from the feet up. So those who've had me in their classes, do you now understand why I just couldn't bounce off the walls and do what everyone else did immediately? I was 90 pounds and only 18 months out of my treatment. No one would ever suspect any of this now, except I say it to be so. There needs to be grace and graciousness given to someone, not just me, but anyone who's fought for their lives, won, and is standing firm to claim back that which was stolen from them. You know, not attacked, but now I can say, but attacked. I can go back through this book and say, oh my, we need to change the context of this because it means so much and it's so different now. In 2007, I chose to just throw all of what I knew away. I was a different person. I was going to start with a clean slate and relearn everything. I had no choice in some respect because my brain was badly besieged with chemicals and byproducts of the treatment I had. It doesn't matter what route you choose to healing, it all stinks. It does. And it all leaves scars of some sort. I was damaged, but a very strong person. I emphasize that because not only myself, but others who've had to go through physical issues have been stigmatized. This is wrong, and I'm fighting it on my behalf and others like me. Please know that the moment you judge someone, quickly put yourself in their shoes. Cancer strikes 1 in 8 and then 1 in 4 after age 50, so your chances of cancer are high, and you may read this and take it in somberly and respectfully, or you may not. You may also find yourself a few years from now reflecting on your reaction to my words as you're hearing your diagnosis. God forbid. Of course, I don't wish it on anyone, but words to the wise, be careful how you judge, for you may get a chance to walk that path. Learn from my mistake. Yes, so this is where I am right now. I'm at right now in my 3rd act. And it looks like I'm going to have an act 4. It's 288, 289. Rocket people. The point in my life where I chose to stand and fight. Here we go again. I had always thought it was on my deathbed in another country while getting my treatment that I made this 3rd act decision. That was only the beginning. Yes, I did ask God and bargain with him, if you can call it that. Then I wanted to reach many and give them hope if he spared my life. He spared my life, and now I use my dancing to reach others to give them hope. Hope that you can not only survive child molestation, cancer, or broken heart, broken body, abuse, neglect, shame, guilt, but thrive and know what it is to be whole on the other side. So when I was talking to God, I thought I was talking to Jesus Christ as in Lord and Savior and the person who died on the cross to spare me the evil hell flame from sin thing, you know? And it looks like it was surveillance and I was talking to some crazy nut dog creature. Is that what it is, guys? I knew that. The biggest difference for me now is that I'm using my talents to help others and not lift myself up. Amazing what a life-threatening, altering instance and a run-in with God can do to transform a person. Wink, little smiley face. I once said, it's on its side. I once said to my son, oh, that's right, your generation does everything on its side. And yes, there are puns in that. So please, when you see my pieces and they strike a chord, let it make beautiful music within your heart, not a chord of bitterness, for I'm only the messenger bringing hope. Do not become offended should my art reach you and touch you in a way you don't desire. I don't know your story and I'm not to blame. I only know my story and want to share it. If I can survive to thrive, so can you. Please listen to these words. I've been there and I'm on your side. We are part of the same race, the human race. We are connected. And that's page 290. Right here. So, I don't know, I almost want my son to read this part. December 14th, 2012, my mom had only been dead October 7th, what is that? 2 months and a week. Wow. Jay, my son Jared, that's his nickname, Jaden, was watching me type this and he just said bluntly, I know why she had to die from cancer this way. If she lived any longer, she would have done something even more reckless than she had done previously, like skydive, rode a boat during a hurricane, etc. She was always reckless. If she was a daredevil, she loves extreme stuff. If she would have kept doing this, she would have ended up dying instantly, doing something reckless and not be able to think about the Lord and eternity. It was the fact that she had to be in a sick bed and think about her soul and eternity that changed her heart. This is what he told me. He might be right, I don't know. It took her death to give her life, eternal life. She may have realized that God has been knocking on her heart for decades using me. I don't know what God means anymore, you know? My brother, Jay, son, Christopher, and so many others. He had to have her still, and he spared her much physical suffering. It was cancer that killed her body but saved her soul. It gave her time to think about her life after her death, for she knew she was dying and knew it was a matter of time. Her decaying and still body caused her to think about everything. These types of situations often do cause us to dwell upon things and consider what happens when we die. I know in the still moments she did accept Jesus into her heart. I think so. I wish I could ask her. I know this because when I first accepted Christ on my wedding day, February 10th, a very blessed day for me in many ways, I feared for my mom's soul. The realization of how we all must face our mortality hit me hard. I heard the Lord's voice whisper in my ear, she'll know me upon her deathbed. I just didn't think that deathbed would happen until she was well into her 80s or even older. But God also told me things were going super fast once Nana died. She had asked my brother what he believed 6 weeks before she was diagnosed with anything. She already knew where I stood. She knew my convictions in the Lord Christ Jesus and salvation through him. I was told to keep my mouth shut and not upset her. Everyone's always trying to shut me up. You notice that? My brothers, everybody. 291. I wasn't trying to upset anybody. What if Christianity is the thing, you know? Everybody has to tell me to shut up. And I'm like, now I get to tell you guys to shut up. Because it looks like I may have been the one that was right. about a lot of things. Sorry.
Okay, so that's good.
Crap.
What happened? Anything bad?
Not bad, just wet.
Okay. So that get out of the main.
Dad?
The paper got wet, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just my leather purse and our car seat. Oh, look, I just cleaned the piss stains off of this thing. Guess what? As Sigourney Weaver said in Aliens, I made a clean spot. Now I've done it. Psh. Excuse me. That felt good. Okay. Are you guys making a plan, I hope?
I made one. I'm just waiting.
Excuse me. I'm burnt out. I'm a good tactician. But I'm like, I want to sit back and be a princess right now and not do shit. I've done enough. Not that I won't pick up whatever and put my hands to the plow and work hard, but you know what. Shoot. 291. We did this, right?
I think so, yeah.
Guys, we're almost done. 1, 2, 3 pages left. Her with my religion, well, it didn't stop God from reaching her heart in the quiet moments. No one can undo the eternal. She's finally safe in the hands of God. I hope so. See my baby girl. I'm pretty sure I miscarried a baby girl. Way back. And Lord knows how many other of my miscarried babies. Just for the record, when I miscarried, it went into the toilet, guys, because I was only like 2 weeks along. That means flushed. That means it was just a blob of blood. That was it. Doesn't look like a baby. I'm not trying to say, you know, demean babies or anything like that. Just to make it clear that someone can't come along and say, they're my daughter. It wouldn't have worked anyway. The math doesn't work. Yeah, because then I would have had 2 babies on my hip at the same time. And we have no pictures of that? Come on. People are pulling a fucking fast one. Yeah. It happened on the night my stepfather died. I pulled my tapes. I talked to my mom. My stepdad answered the phone. I said, can I talk to Mom? And I felt a voice saying, say you love him. I felt like it was the last time I was ever going to see him. And pulled the tapes, and you'll hear that. I told my mom, I said, I think I miscarried. And she says, yeah, that happened. That can happen a lot. And I think she said, like, a lot of people don't realize it because you just get your period. Happens a lot like that. Happened like that with me. And, you know, you don't see like a baby or anything come out. Oh my god, it wouldn't fit in the toilet, number one. But it's just a bunch of blood. You know, it was orangey, and my mom said, yeah, you probably missed. So that can't form into a baby because that is long gone. No one can fish it out of a toilet bowl and incubate it or anything like that because nobody even knew about that. I mean, you know, the Q is so far-fetched and stupid and hokey. It's like, good God. And my son tweeted something earlier. What did you tweet earlier? Oh, that BG was going to get a sex change and be my older daughter?
Yes, that was my thing.
No. Nothing that ugly would come out of my body. Nothing that evil would come out of my body. Good God, that man is a nut. Seeing my baby girl, and Lord knows how many other of my miscarried babies. If I truly miscarried, you know, I've never miscarried in a full term place. In other words, it was always like barely embryo and fertilized. You understand what that means? In other words, you usually don't have any matter or anything to bury or anything, because it's just blood. You get your period, you know, and it hurts. Being with her mom, my Nana, I was promised that all of my bloodline would be saved. And one special heart that is, oh my God, this is special. I forgot about this. And one special heart that is very much like family and may as well be considered in my bloodline. You know what? I'm missing her like a lot.
Alright, let's go take care of it.
Not just my mom, but this special woman that I'm talking about. I spent a lot of time with her. She helped me with my ballet and dancing. I really miss her. I really miss her. So she needs to be saved too, everybody. And my yoga mentor, they both know each other. Very much so. They get along. Sometimes they fight, but just like we all did anyway. No biggie. They'd get along really well in eternity for sure. Oh my God. I must stand on these truths that cannot be proven except by the hearts of the righteous that have ears to listen to the Lord's commands. Okay, so maybe that answers one question, but why couldn't I have more time with her? I'm left to know in my heart that God does things that none of us will ever completely understand. I have to reconcile this and accept that it was for the good of His perfect will. I don't like that He allows suffering in this world. It's still a difficult thing for me to fathom, but He allows it all for reasons unknown to me, but not unknown to Him. I think Jay shares the gift of knowledge that I have as well. Thank you, Lord, for putting my heart at ease somewhat. However, now I fear for another soul. Be gracious and gentle, Lord, with this one precious heart. Please, I implore you, lead her gently. Coming soon, DanceWarrior, Red Ribbons, Shattered Innocence. Please enjoy this excerpt of my upcoming book. Due out this year, it tells the tale of my sexual child abuse, the lives I touched, and my healing and victory. The triumph awaits you. This is my husband. I'm in my red pointy shoes. And there's this. See, that's when we're nice to each other and we love each other. It doesn't happen often. Hey, this is what I want. Look it, baby. Yeah. See how quickly you... Yeah. That's what I want. That's you as nice man. That's nice man. Next page. That was 292 and 293. So I'm going to read to you something I wrote. It's called Little Girl, L-I-L, Girl. Just 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Little Girl, written by Noelle Anderson. Or Noelle Rose Anderson. Noelle Rose Anderson Kale. Or Noelle Rose or Noelle Kale. It's all the same and it's all mine. And no, there are no other people with those names. If there are, they conjured it after I did it. Did that to David Bowie too and a few other people. They just stop. Just stop. Okay. Loved her mom, would always help her by carrying in groceries. keeping things neat. And if the mom was sweeping the floor, she'd get on her hands and knees and help with that too. The mom would watch the little girl work hard and help, but would only respond by rolling her eyes at her. The little girl had many sisters. The other sisters wouldn't dream of helping them. This is an analogy. I had no sisters. Wouldn't dream of, or I'm the eldest child of Glenn Schurter. Okay, there is nobody else. It's me. The other sisters wouldn't dream of helping the mom at all, as it was beneath them, but the mom encouraged this behavior. The little girl was treated as an outcast. She was a scapegoat. Many times the little girl would see a deep sorrow in her mom and would smile at her and try to get her to laugh, but seldom would the mom acknowledge her. If the mom laughed, it was only to laugh at her in mockery, not with her in joy, and a smile cast the mom's way would be rewarded with contempt and disdain. The little girl would feel the sting of rejection and disapproval, but still kept smiling. Or in my case, still kept dancing. Yeah, there's that too. The little girl often wondered why whenever she'd do something kind for her mom would never show approval or thank her. The mom would always thank the other sisters for doing lesser things, but never encourage or acknowledge her, especially not in public, where the mom had too much pride to even speak the little girl's name. The little girl had a name, a beautiful name, but the mom would never call her by her name, only her sisters. This hurt the little girl because she loved her mom more than the others and showed it through actions. She couldn't understand what she'd done to deserve this dehumanizing treatment. If mom would say my name, it'd show that she loved me. To hide the pain of rejection, the little girl would dance. She danced and danced until her toes were sore. Anytime the mom would see the little girl dance, she'd quickly turn her head and walk away. She knew the little girl was very good. The little girl had a special gift, but the mom couldn't and wouldn't admit it verbally. The mom's heart was very hard, like a cold relic that showed its age with deep crevices of bitterness and anger. The mom's true inner beauty that once was suffocated by resentment, regret, greed, hatred, envy, fear, and rage. One day the little girl decided to make a beautiful dance for her mom and felt she could touch her heart and connect this way. Maybe a dance would break through the stone cold heart that her mom used to dance when she was younger and thought she was a beautiful dancer. The little girl never knew why the mom stopped dancing. Watching her mom dance gave her such inspiration, peace, and joy. The mom was so beautiful when she danced. The little girl finished the dance and was able to convince her mom to watch her. At first, the little girl began to dance. The mom sat upright and staunch in her wingback chair, ready to pass judgment, but as the little girl continued to move so beautifully, the mom's erect posture softened, and she leaned in and rested her palms on her knees. The little girl was not only a wonderful dancer, but her inner light shone so brightly on the outside. It was infectious, it was radiant, it was pure love. This is what made the little girl's dancing even more moving. This is what seeped into the mom's hardened heart. There was a particular simple gesture with the palms the little girl made. The mom repeated the palm gesture as she was greatly moved by it. She became so engrossed in the dance that a smile slipped out unbeknownst to the little girl. If the little girl could have seen the mom's face, she would have noticed that the smile was genuine, and it made the mom's radiance and beauty break through the crevices of the hardened shell around her heart. There was still something alive underneath all that darkness and hardened shell. The core somehow remained intact in the mom, and the little girl was able to touch it and reach it. The little girl had danced her best and finished and bowed her head. The mom quickly composed herself as she noticed She was completely enraptured by her daughter. She resumed her erect posture, and the smile was wiped from her face. The little girl looked up at her mom and had such hope that at least perhaps her name would be said. The little girl placed a red rose in her mom's hand. I couldn't have done it without you. The mom was speechless, as she truly was moved like never before, impressed beyond words, but couldn't bring herself to be honest, to be vulnerable, to be human. This would show weakness. That wasn't tolerated in her upbringing. Emotions were considered taboo, and to show and express them would result in discipline. The mom hid her true inner feelings and shielded her heart, and let the stone inner interior reflect the exterior. The little girl looked for some sign that the mom's heart was reached, but found none. Remember, the little girl was dancing and didn't see how the mom was truly moved. This is such a tragedy, as it would have been a sign to the little girl. The mom got up, left the room, and closed the door. Heartbroken was the little girl, and up went a huge wall around this precious one's heart. No one in, no one out. Hate choked out the love she had. She, now hardened her heart like her mom. But on the other side of the door where the little girl couldn't see her mom, the mom was shedding tears, real tears, as she embraced the rose. The mom then repeated the palm gesture from the little girl's dance. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Time had passed, and the little girl was now grown up and a beautiful dancer on stage. One evening at the end of her performance, as the adult little girl took her bow, she saw her mom in the front row with a red rose. The adult little girl turned her gaze away. Backstage, the mom approached her daughter. With all the courage and strength she could gather, the adult little girl walked to her mom. The mom handed her the red rose. The little girl held the rose in her hand and could feel the anger travel from her heart to her palm. Have you ever felt like that before? I sure have. Her fingers tensed slightly and was very tempted to crush the rose. The adult girl said, "I thought you hated me." So much power in that moment, in the hand, in the rose. The mom said, "No, I hated myself." The mom let the little girl see a genuine tear fall from her eyes. You were so much alike, and it should have given me great comfort to know that I had a friend that would always understand me, but instead I was hateful. You reminded me of the person I could have been and how I failed to live up to that. I am so ashamed how I treated you. You didn't deserve it. The mom made the palm gesture from the little girl's dance. The mom emotionally broke and embraced the little girl and cried like a dam bursting forth with deep waters of regret and repentance. The little girl still had the rose in her hand and was very tempted to give in to the position of emotional power that she had. At the moment, the mom was in a weak place, and the little girl could have lashed out with intense rage and repay all the evil and abuse that was inflicted upon her by her mom and could have destroyed her. Her fingers clasped harder, and it was about to crush the rose. I've always loved you. I have these dreams. So I wrote this from my dream. With those words, the little girl embraced her mom. To conclude the story, the mom said the little girl's name and things were healed, as they both had something within them that remained somehow intact. True love. 296. 297. I love as ferociously as I get angry. And love always wins. Even I'm not that far gone to know that. I was still in my 30s when I did this picture. Here I am. This is baby me. See my little skunk stripes? So I had strawberry hair. And it got deeper and darker, so like a light to medium auburn. I found a driver's license that said brown hair. I didn't put that on there, and I never had brown eyes, so I don't know what happened. I don't want to get too close because I don't want a retinal scan done. I have green eyes. You can see it in the light. Hazel. Maybe they changed. I don't know. It's weird. But you see, my mom used to blow dry my hair straight. It was always kind of wavy, but I mean, you see my hair, it's very curly. I don't know, hormones? I don't know what happened. So these little stripes are my skunk stripes, and I cover them up because I don't like being called a skunk. Yeah, you're not going to see them now because I just did this. It is so damn fucking hot. Like, no joke hot. For some reason, when people see this, they are encouraged that I'm not totally demolished. So I still have some petals into I just dropped this. I'm not totally demolished. True love stops the cycle of abuse. This is true. What was the little girl's name? I know it, and so do you. This little girl's name is your name. It's my name, meaning that I think we've all gone through something similar to this, or at least know someone who has. This little girl could have been you, or me, or anyone. The mom herself was abused physically, emotionally, mentally as a child, and couldn't and didn't deal with it as an adult, so she passed it on to her daughter. Because of the mom's self-loathing, she singled out the one daughter who had the most sensitive heart and who loved her the most. She knew she was the closest to her. What I have to say about all this, we need to be careful how we treat people. Our own little issues can be hurtful. I'm including myself here, I'm not just saying I'm on a pedestal and I'm immune. I have issues too, obviously. So this is a reminder to me too. Me too. And become big issues unintentionally. So if you have issues, take this little story as a motivator to change. Remember that your issues are yours to own, not to put on someone else. Although if you need help, do ask. It's never too late. That's why I'm asking everybody to love me through this right now, because I know what I need. I need to be loved immensely. It's never too late. There's always a fear of change, but I believe the fear of staying the same is even greater. I always opt for change, and it gets easier the more I do it. Plus, you'll be quite surprised how much graciousness is in people's hearts to forgive. Everybody except you. Well, there's many layers to this parable and tons of psychological themes and self-loathing, jealousy, love, etc. You know, take from it what you will. I just added the word love. Just remember, we're frail human beings. I was asked to repost this by many of you because this was from social media. He's losing weight. You see that?
Yeah.
I don't want to say that I hope you enjoy it because it's not enjoyable. It's very sad. But perhaps this will help open some eyes that need to see and ears that need to hear. And most importantly, don't let any person, abusive or not, take away your beauty. In homage to Cunningham and Graham. Not Billy, but Martha. Let me just clarify that. So that's page 299. 298. See, I give credit. I didn't come up with this stretchy fabric thing. And other people did it besides them. But see, I used this. This was my costume for, Unconsciously Subconscious, and it was about yin and yang and how people love one another and the dichotomy of relationships and fitting in and all that jazz. And that's 299 pages, so one page short of 300. And there you go, folks. That's my book. And this is made in the USA, San Bernardino, California, 2nd of November 2016. It was published before then, but that's when we got this copy. And that, I'm pretty sure now, is the official copy that I want. Known. So if you read anything else, let me know. Because, this is what I intended to be in there. Now, all authors have their first draft where you write even the most disgusting part of you in that. You don't publish it, you just get it out. It's a vomiting. It is guttural. It is animalistic, right?
It's puking.
It's puking. It's emotional puking. And you just get it out. My point. And you just get it out. You just get it out. I got it out. So, clarify again for everybody who's coming to this scene late. I miscarried, what I'm thinking might have been, I could have been another boy. I don't know. I have no evidence. It was a blob of blood. That's all that came out. I miscarried on the night my stepfather died, which was in August sometime, I think. Was it? I'm forgetting. I think so. And, I didn't have a stillborn. The child did not even grow to even the first trimester. It was a couple weeks along. So nobody could have fished it out from the toilet, saved it, and cultivated it, and nurtured it, or go into, the sewer and grow my baby and say, oh, here we go. Impossible. So no, I don't have an older anything. Jared is the eldest. That's just Q bullshit. We don't have anybody else but us three that ever lived in there. So somebody is breaking into our home without showing forcible entry. So that means somebody made a key copy of our key and they shouldn't have one. Nobody should. We don't know if the good guards that we had were good guards. We don't know if they allowed somebody to do this shit. Very interesting that a lot of lying and evil going on, and we're getting to the bottom of it, but I don't have another child born. Can you open this up? I don't know why it's closed. It's just...
We had to stop here. Sorry we closed it.
Open your windows here. It's the fucking heat that's really doing me. So, here you go. That's my book. We passed these out in New York City. Copyrights 2007. We tied ribbons to this. Every attendee got one. And I'll read this too. This is my story, explaining what Red Ribbons was, because we didn't have a lot of room in the program, and I didn't want to put my stuff in there to override our guests' stuff. I didn't want to be rude and gluttonous, so, and I also didn't want to sell myself short. But anybody could have inserted anything. We let people if they have anything extra, we say, here, just give it to us. Now I can give it to they provide the program. Programs are going to have because it was a trap for Q to see who they thought it was. And wow, they will never guess because they're just not paying attention. This red ribbon also had a medallion with a Catholic patron saint. It was a saint that protected virginity or vitality, I don't know, but whatever that is, making babies and all that. It was supposed to keep me safe. It was supposed to protect me. My mother would never leave me alone with her father, my grandfather. However, my grandmother too. And as that, those very same hands that I did the same my grandfather, my mother's dad, my mother and daughter shared the same secret for years until one night he told me what happened to her. I knew then it was no nightmare. I just felt the same way she did. Since then, I have been a persecution of protect children's innocence and help restore them in their adulthood. I made red ribbons initially for my ballet instructor to thank her. Here it is, very plain and simple. To thank her for helping restore my body after my breast cancer treatment. I also suspected she may have had suffered what I had too, but I don't know. I don't want to say anything false, but that I felt very compelled to do that dance for a reason. I don't know if it was so she would understand where I was coming from, or so she would understand I had been there too, and she had a friend in me. Not that I needed her to confess anything, but you know, sometimes it helps to know that there's somebody out there that loves you and understands, you know. And as you can see, I couldn't be direct. So see, I do have a little bit of the gift of being indirect, but I have to use my dance and my artistry. But I was pretty direct too at the same time. Dance was a safe way for me to approach the subject with her. I wanted to tell her I understood. Like I said, just in case. I'm not trying to, you know, ruin her history or her family or anything, or be mean in any way, shape, or form. This had all good heart intentions. I don't know. And I clicked to it. After the dance was performed, I not only helped her, and I know I helped her a lot, but a few ladies fell into my arms in tears after the performance the first time and thanked me. The word me got cut off here, for saying in dance what they couldn't with words. I gave them a beginning to their healing process. I knew then I had a gift to share with others. What was made for one heart became a gift for many, in honor of Shirley Marie, my mother. I would like for you to wear this ribbon and share the love of children and protection of them. You're now part of my story. So, I know that red ribbons don't have this weird magical thing, you know, superstition of protecting people. These dark things of me everywhere as a blind from, and these have taken on new meaning, and it's like watching a performance by First Cunningham. You know, who did the... Oh my god, my brain is just farting so bad. Anyway, they would take objects, and during the dance, they would take on a different definition. So this has been with me a long time. Now this little guy, this one is one of the original ribbons that we used to rehearse with. Don't have many left. This is one of them. And there you go. We don't use these to perform with anymore because they're satin and they just go such right out. Doing a little red ribbon stance. You get the idea, right? Just pretend. So we wear our red ribbons in our hair, and at the end, to show freedom, we go pull out, and then we have the two. Talk about trying to finagle these ribbons and manage them. It took a lot of practice while you're dancing, but we go like this, and we wrap it around here, and then we pull it through, and the move goes left, right, left. And then on the last one, we pull it like this. We do chaîné, 1, 2, a little leap sauté to the right, and then we stand in line behind each other. We jump, beep, 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 beep. And then I come out at the end. All my beautiful dancers are doing awesome little turns or whatever they do, right? And then I go like this, and I go like like this, rip them out, and I go like this. We throw the ribbons up. Because the red ribbons symbolized, for me, bondage. I know there's a lot of symbolism in the colors, and we're losing it, and what they mean, and how they protect the body against the stuff, and all this. And I was told by my mother-in-law that I needed to stop. Ain't stopping. I worked too hard to just kind of stop. I have to win. I have to win for you. I have to win for me and my family. All of us. We gotta win this, guys. So I want to. Very much so. I miss my hair. This is freaking me out. Okay, guys. Whew. It's really hot in here. So, please behave yourselves. Oh, brother. Please behave yourselves. Help us. Love on us. Love us through this. We didn't do anything wrong. And I'm not saying that you guys did anything wrong. You just pissed us off. Because for our point of view, it's like, oh my God, please hurry and rescue us. We're suffering so much. Don't you have humanity? What is it? There's something we don't understand. And I'm sure once you guys explain it to us, like completely explain it to us, and we completely get it, we will definitely eat our words in a sense. Not eat them, but, really apologize profusely. And we will validate it. We will justify. We will reward. I mean, it's just Q. It's Q bullshit. Okay. Take care, and onward to the next book. I'll do the best I can. We're suffering and struggling, so I don't know if I can do it. Okay, I love you. Bye.